Catcalling, are you familiar with that phrase?
Say that again?
Catcalling?
Yeah.
That's when guys holler at you on the street,
Yeah.
try to get your attention,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
that sort of thing. When that happens to you, is that annoying or flattering?
It's not like annoying or flattering. I just deal with it. I usually have someone with me because I just, sometimes that catcalling gets violent. Like let's say I don't respond to it, But it is something I deal with all the time. I just deal with it.
Now, violence, I've heard some horror stories with catcalling, and most women don't have to deal with violence, but I have heard it happen a couple times with this conversation. What's the worst you've had to deal with as far as like physical, when it comes to catcalling, if you ignore somebody or they don't like their reaction, it might be a verbal response, but has there been a physical response?
Oh, yeah. Long story short, it turned into an altercation with me and this guy because I didn't respond the way he wanted me to respond. And we got in a physical fight, and he's like this tall dude. Are you allowed to cuss on here?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, he's a bitch. He cracked a bottle on my head. He's just a bitch.
Cracked a bottle?
Yeah.
So this happened in a nightclub?
It wasn't at a nightclub. It was at a mansion.
He cracked a bottle on your head?
A bottle on my head, yeah. Yeah, he did that.
That's an assault charge.
It is an assault charge, but don't know who it is, so yeah. It would have been more than an assault charge, honestly.
Wow.
Yeah.
You can kill somebody by cracking a bottle on someone's head.
And it was really hard, but because of the adrenaline, I didn't really feel it. But the emergency, the medical tech, he was like, you should have been knocked out. And I didn't knock out. I was still hyped up. I guess because of adrenaline.
Some people are stronger headed than others, but if you hit the wrong spot.
Oh, yeah. And he didn't just he really swung and cracked it on my head.
And the bottle broke and shattered type of thing? Or?
Yeah. And you know what? That's not the only time I've got into it with a guy. I've seriously squared up with the guy and fought him because he grabbed my ass or he said I didn't react to his catcalling or whatever, the way he wanted me to. Yeah.
The other time when you squared up with somebody, was that in the street or was that a nightclubby mansion?
At a nightclub. Mm-hmm.
Now, catcalling in those settings are a little different because obviously when somebody's in a club, they're under the influence by some sort of drug or liquor or whatever.
That's true.
Versus somebody just on the street hollering at you. But you can also be under the influence on the street too, trying to holler at somebody.
Yeah, I experienced a lot of stuff on the street too, men just catcalling, and then I ignore them. They're like, "Oh, fuck you, then, bitch," stuff like that.
Yeah, verbal.
Just
verbal
men are
disrespect.
Weird. Yeah.
Well, okay, so how do you deal with people now, knowing that you've had 2 physical situations before? Are you do you fake it? Do you fake an acceptance of how do you deal so this doesn't happen again? Not saying that it's your fault for responding a certain way, but it shouldn't come to a physical altercation.
I mean,
should never get to that point.
Yeah, hell no. I respond the same way, but I would say that I just keep more people with me. You know what I mean? So that kind of stuff, people are not even able to get that close to me, or just, I really ignore it, and that pisses them off, but I ignore it.
Do you notice catcalling being worse in other cities for you compared to others?
Oh, yeah.
What do you think the worst is? Just
down south, Atlanta. Atlanta's worse.
Really?
Yeah.
And what city's the most polite?
And you know what? Actually, it's the actual city of Atlanta. If you go to the hood in Atlanta, they're more respectful. You know what I mean? It's the actual city parts of Atlanta. What was the other question you asked?
My question was, what city was the most polite, or is the most polite? It's not a big
Korea.
Oh, the country Korea?
Yeah. So, but LA, they're not as ratchet. They're not as ratchet as Atlanta. So they're going to catcall, but they'll be like, okay, you know, they're more polite out there, I would say.
In Korea, do they even catcall?
No, not really.
It's
You know,
it's a different vibe.
It is. It's
A different culture,
domesticated.
a different respect.
Yeah, a different, totally. The respect I learned here, like, I thought people were just being so disrespectful because even though I was born in America, I was raised by, you know, with Korean background. So I was like, damn, why would they do that? But I just learned that that's American respect and Asian and Korean respect is totally different. Like, if, for example, like, if you hand me a check, I'm going to give the check back to you with 2 hands. And in America, they just kind of toss it, you know. So it's little stuff like that. Mm-hmm.
What's the best way for somebody to approach you?
Make me laugh. I love to laugh. Probably make me laugh. I like my men to be weird. I like them weird, you know. So say something weird to me or something. This guy, he came up to me before and he told me he just wants to count all the moles on my body. I was like, what? I was like, okay, that's kind of weird, but I think I like it.
Is that the most interesting pickup line you ever heard?
I'm sure I've heard plenty more.
What's the worst pickup line?
Like the corniest?
Yeah.
Just like the stupid ones that, well, from what I can think of, the stupid ones like, oh, are you tired because you've been running through my mind? Or did it hurt because I think you fell from heaven? Or
People really use this stuff?
yeah, but they don't know it's stupid, so they'll laugh. They know. And I'll laugh too because I know that they know it was stupid.
Does it work?
No.
Does it open up conversation? Does it break the ice?
No, I just laugh and keep it moving. Thanks for the laugh. Bye.